Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Sunday, the 26th of October, 2025. Starting with the synoptic midnight last night, you can see there's high pressure here working its way in from the southwest. Uh, Overnight, this sort of strange curved trough just sort of off the south coast into the channel there, spanning much of the channel down to the Channel Islands and the north coast of France. No sign of that this afternoon. That high still forcing its way in, but the low just south of Iceland still being a prominent feature, with this occlusion stemming off it with a typical warm front, cold front, and warm sector in between. We can expect that to arrive sometime either late this afternoon or into the evening. With that, we can expect some high overcast conditions building, and then some overcast rain as the front arrives. Typical warm sector conditions probably tomorrow, and then followed behind by a bit of a cold front, and then potentially this high pressure working its way in afterwards. So it does appear to be held off by this low pressure looking into the week. So possibly some more unsettled conditions to come. South Peak this morning, you can see nice and clear, much of the country, patch of cloud in our area here, but clear to the east and a little bit more to the west. And then there's some evidence of that front approaching there. Rain radar, not a great deal to concern us, certainly not in our area. There's quite a lot of rain to the north, in the north of Scotland, where that occlusion is going to be. But in our area, we should remain dry for all of today. Looking at the prediction from the Met Office for rain, just running that through. So there is a bit of a northwesterly, well, a flow from the northwest, and getting closer to us, but likely dark by the time anything hits us. So possibly some light rain into the dark hours. The odium observation this morning, as you can probably imagine, light or moderate westerly, west-southwesterly, with no cloud detected, and fairly cool there at 4 degrees. Farnborough's Taff, 270 degrees, 8 knots for today. Visibility greater than 10 kilometers, scattered at 3,000 feet. And there's a prop 40 on between 2 and 3 o'clock of poor visibility, 8,000 meters, and some light rain. The spot winds, we'll just refresh that there. To the south, 300, 25 knots, and to the north, 290, 25 knots. So very much the same there. Slight northwesterly component at height, but we can expect it to be more or less straight down the runway on the ground. Windy here, looking at surface wind, slight northerly component initially across the airfield, nice steady flow. And the Met Office there, local forecast giving us a speed of around 10 knots, gusting just upwards of 20. Temperature today, warmest part of the day, between 9 and 10 degrees, with a dew point of 4. That is the webcam view just now. You can see little hints of upper cloud in places, but generally blue, quite nice day, and some of a westerly flow there on the windsock. And looking at the Skysight port forecast, which is definitely the most optimistic impression that we've seen today, showing soarable from sort of mid to late morning up to potentially 2,000 feet above the airfield, climbs of sort of 1.5, maybe 2 knots. I'm not sure how soarable it's actually going to be. It's definitely indicating some buoyancy, and we have had some pleasant soaring the last few days. So hopefully there is a period there, late morning into early afternoon. Before that, high overcast cloud arrives, where we can do a little bit of local soaring. The cloud prediction now on Top Meteo starting at 9 o'clock this morning. You can see that cloud to the north and west as was shown on the sat pic there. If we run it through hour by hour, you can see the cumulus actually starts to form there about 11 o'clock. And by 12, very much overdeveloping, and also cumulus coming in with some lower level cloud following behind, and that is fairly indicative of that warm front approaching. You can see into the evening some very, very low cloud indeed. No terms, local flying today, very little to discuss outside of that. Just the usual ones within the airspace there, Bart and Stacey live firing. Otherwise, nothing worth concerning ourselves with. We move on now to the glider bookings. We have two K21s for booked instruction today, one K21 on the casual list, and a K13 flying the trial lessons today. With plenty of single-seater availability, and at the moment only one on the casual list with three instructors, so very much the reverse of normal. The simulator is available as normal if you should require it. And we have one movement today at 10:27. We're having a G-Sword 737 arrival. So we'll communicate with that as required. The SPL rules are now in force. Just a reminder there, if anyone has any questions, including instructors, as far as authorization goes, do just come and find me and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Okay, so in summary, with low pressure still persisting with the warm front to the west, bringing progressive cloud cover and a rain into the evening. We have a westerly flow across the airfield and therefore will operate runway 27. Cables on the grass to the south, and I think the grass is sufficiently dry at the moment with the wind we've had that we won't require winter ops. Reminder that clocks have changed as of last night or earlier this morning. So sunset is at 16:49 today. With that, we'll have the hazards of landing into wind when we're landing to the west, beg your pardon, landing into the sun when you're landing to the west, and canopy misting. So do bear all of those in mind when we're flying later this afternoon. Instructors, reminder, please do not brief at the front of the queue and do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown in red. There's our airfield set up to finish with the winch from the south of the main runway, aerotone from the hard. That's all from me this morning. We'll have a good day. Hopefully keep it safe. Thank you very much.